Do we like the new countdown? Is the new countdown good? Are we down with the I like that. That seems a little less oh, I shouldn't have moved. I had a good white balance and that just messed it all up. Dang it. Dang it. We're it's I'll get a really good white balance back. Oh, there we go. Little wait, I think I have it there. I hope you guys I think you guys can hear me. I haven't heard any. I have not gotten any crankiness yet for you guys going, I can't hear you. Anyways, hi guys. It's Susan just said, love the new hair. It's not just new hair; it's hair off of Amazon. I believe Russell sent me this one. There is just a pile of wigs on. Actually, I don't know if there are any left because so many people grabbed them. But yeah, I'm just winging it now for the for live streams because there are so many of them. And look, I have this is way easier than actually doing my hair. Is just throwing hair on top of hair. So look, if I can hold on a second, let me just get the caption down. If I can just suddenly have hair down to my boobs, which I could never grow out of my skull without it looking extraordinarily thin and like I should have gotten a haircut many inches ago, you know, I'm gonna throw it on occasionally. It's nice to have this hair that I'm sitting here wanting to pet. So I'm enjoying this, and thank you for sending it to me, Russell. And like I kind of keep the Sailor Moon wig like on my mic stand next to me, so it's turned into decoration in my little office corner of the world. So anyway, hi guys, it's it's Michael Gatt, one of my buddies who works over at Amazon. So thank you for supporting my employment with your hair purchases. Hey, you've supported my right to have an adult kiddie pool in the house with my birthday present a few years ago. So I appreciate that. Anyways, so that's where we are starting this week. Anyways, just a quick note. I'm not sure if this is showing up on all platforms, but I know at least on Facebook. If any of you guys have been looking for a way to help out with our friends in Texas who have no heat, no water, no electricity, I believe, and are going to be getting slammed with another winter storm, which is terrifying. There are a bunch of links right there. So if you're looking for somewhere to spend send money to people who really need it, and not just people like me who are like, hey, give me wigs. Please, there are people who really need help. So please send money to a bunch of the mutual aid groups that are linked down there. They could really use your help. And I know a lot of us feel helpless when we're watching these stories come constantly about people that are struggling. So send the money. That is there. A lot of these groups are on the ground and need, the way you can help is cash. Please send it to them. Like I said, they've been vetted. Go help them out if you can. Danny Bat just commented over on Facebook, representing Texas, our numbers will drop thanks to the freeze. Then people will binge drink at bars and fuck everything up. Oh God. It's just, how could, there's no, that all sounds painful and awful. They have head there to help. Oh, they have help there to help too. I'm not familiar with the chain that let's see, from Leslie Wicker. Did you see the quote of Ted Cruz saying he would believe in global warming when Texas froze over? Did he actually say that? If somebody can get me a clip of that, like I'm going to see if I can get it up on the screen, because that's just, I want video. I would like video of Ted Cruz saying he'll believe in global warming when Texas freezes over, because I want to masturbate to that on a fucking loop. Just actually no, I don't think I could do it with anything involving Ted Cruz in the screen. Just no matter how funny, no matter highly masturbatory, just could not do it. Anyways, I see somebody saying they got their book for their Pfizer jam. Excellent. I'm happy to hear anytime somebody's getting their Fauci ouchie. Let's see. I'm scrolling through. Oh, it was a tweet. Oh, it was a tweet from Ted Cruz. Man, I got my hopes up. If that had been video, can you imagine? Oh, video of Ted Cruz saying would have been great. But yeah, it's a little horrifying out there. I don't think I have to get into a long rant about how much Ted Cruz sucks for what he did. He sucks. What the hell? Just it's people trying to defend him by saying that what could he have done I don't know. Beto is making a ton of phone calls to the elderly in Texas to make sure that they were not freezing to death. There were things that people could do if you cared about the residents of your state. So that's just saying. I think all the excuses were fucking terrible. So that's that. Anyways, let's get back to the COVIDs, because it turns out we have a lot of disasters that can all be happening at once in this country. Because why not set everything on fire and on ice and add a fucking plague all within very short period of time. So things are getting a little bit better with it's really weird saying better in the context of we're about to hit about 500,000 fatalities. Like, weird calling it better, but things are getting less bad. And somebody commented earlier, I think it was my first post of the day, when I posted the picture of hot male political leaders getting vaccines are the latest thirst trap. I'm like, oh my god, it's what I would consider Angela Merkel getting her vaccine a thirst trap too. God damn it, just give me any political leader getting their vaccine on camera, thirst trap. Anyways. But somebody commented in that article, on that article, and into the comments they posted an article in the Wall Street Journal, which, as we know, leans a little bit to the right, and it was an article saying that this is all going to be under control by April. I would love it if that was true. But their case for why they think this is true is that all of a sudden this is, cases are going down. And so because cases are going down now, that we must have it, there must be either a higher level of immunity to it, or we've gotten it under control via vaccines, or we got through it so quickly. Here's the thing. If for long time listeners, watchers, people who have been here for all of this, you might remember, I could be wrong. I'm wrong about everything. There's a good chance I'm wrong about this, but I have long held the idea in my head, the possibility, the chance that this whole OMG super COVID, it's wicked super motherfucking gonna kill us all with its hyper transmissibility. I've held on to a little bit of the idea that perhaps, maybe the explosion in cases was due to human behavior and not viral changes. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying we had holidays, cases went through the roof. We went back to staying home and only doing the grocery store, everything else, and cases dropped. I'm saying it was a change in human behavior, and I don't think that it was a huge change in transmissibility that caused the spike. Now, again, there could have been but I just I don't think that the vast majority of the change in cases was due to a change in transmissibility. Now, I'm not sure how much of it was due to a change in transmissibility, and let's be clear. I'm not saying I've stumbled upon some sort of crazy insight here. I'm saying there's still absolutely possible. Absolutely, it could have been it's possible it contributed to the spike. But if I have to say what caused most of the spike, at least 80% of what went down there, minimum, it was human behavior. Because look at what's happening now that the holidays are over. And never mind, people listening to lockdown orders, just people not gathering for Christmas and New Year's and Thanksgiving, people not having parties like they do for those. And someone just said the Super Bowl spike is on its way. Yeah, more than likely. And that's here's a point I want to be clear about this, because Diane Torgensen just pointed out, what about both together? That's the thing. We don't know how much of the effect is from which, because we know, we absolutely know, but beyond shadow of a doubt, get a group of people into one room together, and you got someone with COVID and you got a bunch of people without COVID, some more people are likely going to get COVID. Now, if the disease is more transmissible, it's possible that instead of 5 people out of a room of 10 getting it, maybe 6 to 7 gets it. Like it's a seven. It is 70% more transmissible. It was the allegation. So a higher percentage of people in a room in a given period of time would allegedly get the disease if the transmissibility argument is the thing. But that means that more people get it from one exposure. Sometimes, like it's not, it's not a set number. Anyways, but here's the thing: in order for that to happen in the first place, people have to be in the same room together. The human behavior has to be the thing that makes it happen before the virus can do the thing. So it's someone, Megan Ann McGill said 70% means 100 goes to 170. So not quite. So I'm gonna fuck it up with my fuzzy math in a moment, but let's try to explain what a 70% change in transmissibility means. So say say you're in a room with with 10 people and you've got a disease that would normally infect one other person, which is about what COVID would do. So if you're I'm not sure exactly how long it's supposed to be. I think it's 15 minutes. Don't fucking pin me to the wall on the math here or on the hour, the amount of time. But say you're in a room with, for an hour, with 10 people, you're expected to say infect one person. A 70% increase means that you might infect one more person. It's like 100% increase means you would likely infect one more. 1,000% increase means you would infect 10 more people. But someone said 15 minutes is about the time. Yeah. So say you have 15 minutes in a room, you have 10 people, you're expected to infect one. 1,000% increase means you would infect 10 more people. Like I think people see percentage and they think it's a much higher thing than it is, but 70% doesn't even means you infect less than one more person. Like it does not account for all of the change. Like I said, we get fucked when we look at percentages. Like whenever you see the percent of like this is one of my favorite ones where people get fuzzy with math. Say you see the percent chance of getting colon cancer or whatnot increasing by 20% when you eat a certain type of meat. And this was a thing that was in the news a few years ago. If you eat processed meats or whatnot. Or that your chance of, I think it was colon cancer, increased by 20 some odd percent. But what was the initial chance of getting it, right? The initial chance of getting it was something like it was something like 10 out of 100,000. It went up to like 12 out of 100,000. So we have to remember transmissibility doesn't mean like it goes from you being in I think people heard 70% transmissibility increase and they thought, oh, it goes from suddenly 70% of the people in the room are going to get it. That's not what that meant. And that's, I think, what people hear when they heard 70%. 70, it just means you go from whatever the original thing was, add points. Like it basically means one more person in a room would get it. But again, I apologize if I'm repeating myself. I'm just trying to make sure that this is clear. People had to be in the same room for this to happen. And for those giant numbers to have happened, there would have had to have been a lot of mass spreader events or a lot of people that normally aren't in the same room getting together and cross-spreading. So a lot of those holiday dinners turned to people taking them to offices that hadn't been contaminated before. So yeah, that's what happened. So I'm sorry. There's just yeah. Every so often a comment just nails me. I appreciate it. So if people go to brothels, they have to get out of the room within 15 minutes. I think they got to do reverse cowgirl. I'm not sure if there is a specified best position to be safe in when one is in when one's in a brothel. I just I just tip heavily. Just they are working very hard for you. It's especially in this time of COVID. I just see when I see this comment, and I'm going to read it out before I say this next thing, but somebody just commented, I have paid for sex. And the next comment was emotionally, which that made me giggle on the inside. I appreciated that. But next, I would like to say, Sai Mom has entered the chat. So I'm glad you shared that with my mother. She probably enjoyed that. So anyway, pardon, had a little bit of something in my throat. So anyway, that's, I know I probably over-explained. I probably reused the same words over and over again. That's the thing I got from my mom, is I will, we both have this habit of re-explaining things 17 times. But like I said, my argument is still, I think it was human behavior. I don't know if science is going to come out swinging and defending me on that, or if I'm going to turn out to be wrong, but I am waiting for some more info. I'm just surrounded by animals right now, and Oliver would like to come say hi. Oh, what's up, Oliver? Oh, what are you, do you not want to be here? What's happening? Oliver, say hello to the people. Oh, those glowing eyes. They love you. You love them. What do you want to say? I think he wants to say, Mom, put me down, or I'll kill your wig. They're so happy to be here. So happy. It'll be fun. End of the night, like I'll be sitting with, there's like a competition between Lexi, Oliver, and Buddy for the spot on my lap, and Bonnie is just sitting off in the corner looking at them like, I hate you all. It's life with multiples. Bonnie would be thrilled if there was just no dog. She kind of lets the dog live. So anyways, they're an interesting little cavalcade of critters. I enjoy my kittens. So anyway, so yeah, there's my punchline. So here's the thing. Back to the Wall Street Journal article. The idea that we're going to be immune by April, or that we're going to have herd immunity by April, we really need 70%, give or take, immunity minimum to see any of the effects of herd immunity. And we really need 90% before we can say, yep, we've got herd, we're settled. And we're not going to have that. We're likely not even going to have this approved for children until, and I think Fauci said this, and I like to, a lot of times I'm just, funneling back to you what I've gotten from the experts. This is, I believe Fauci said that it's likely they're going to see approval for children by the fall, end of summer, beginning of fall. So I don't know how we see 90% of the population vaccinated, unless we're excluding kids, unless we're excluding kids entirely. And it's like, it's okay. We can pretend that kids don't count as part of the herd, but it's like, I think there's a thread for the animals are just sliding around the floor right now, hissing and growling. It's a madhouse in here. But I think there are some people that have this thread in their mind of, as long as we have the adults vaccinated, it's fine. And they forget that even if kids don't get that sick in general, and kids get severely ill with COVID at a lower rate that they get severely ill with chickenpox. And chickenpox is not exactly a fun time, but still, it is far less harmful for children than it is for adults. But kids can still, they're little germ machines. If they have an asymptomatic case, they're still going to bring it home and spread it to their parents. So yeah, when kids go back to school this fall, it is going to be, it's going to be great if it's approved by the time kids go back to school, and we can just get them vaccinated before the first days before classes start somehow. Or if we can get them vaccinated as classes start. I have no idea why I had the comment about brothels still up. I just realized that was still there. But yeah, that's the only way we're going to actually have herd immunity hit, is kids are vaccinated as well. But the argument from the Wall Street Journal that because cases are dropping, they're dropping because of behavior changes. It's more than likely. Again, y'all know me. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I thought I was wrong when I saw cases keep spiking over the winter. I was like, okay, I guess I was wrong. I guess it is more transmissible. But when I saw them stop spiking, I was like, maybe I just underestimated how big of assholes people were about not following lockdown orders. Because it seems like all of a sudden, when people are not gathering in large groups to, cough on grandma, hospitalizations have dropped. But still, I'm not, look, I am less than a month, or I'm given how short of a month February is. I am about a month away now, 1 month from the appointment because people keep asking if I've gotten vaccinated because I'm in the Johnson & Johnson trial. My next appointment is 1 month away. I am so fucking close to when I might be able to get my vaccine, because as you guys know, I do not know. I've said it over and over again. It hasn't been unblinded yet. I don't know if I got it. I had no symptoms from the shot that could have been placebo or vaccine. And I've read through the amendments they've made to the trial plan by now. And apparently, at this next appointment, I should be allowed to get the vaccine because they're unblinding and allowing people as long as it's been approved. So I'm just saying, if I don't get the J&J vaccine at the next appointment, I might scream. I'll be nice, but there might be. My husband's here. I'm. Would you like to say something here?
Not really.
But I think he came over to say hi.
Just wanted to say hi.
Speak into the thing. Are there?
Say hi.
Mom, he wants to say hi. So I'm enjoying this new era where he's not terrified to come on camera. This is nice. I'm still getting used to the lack of beard. I like it though. So
I've had a beard for like 15 years.
There's 40% more husband face. I like that. I like that a lot. There's more of him to see. It's so wonderful. I see someone saying, Derek, you've been told that you are looking dapper as fuck. He's very good at looking draped in finery. I enjoy that. I enjoy that a lot. I'm looking at all the comments. Someone asked what he thinks of the wig. I think he is wig ambivalent. But wait, do you have any opinions on the wig, dear? You're right. Wig ambivalent. Yep. It's like I think he's always amused by it, but like I think given that they're, how to phrase this, like I don't, there are wigs that get installed like that, they're glued into place and that have a lace front. Like I don't get the expensive ones that you can actually do some living in. And that's on purpose. I like having a variety that I can wear on camera. I don't get ones that are easy to, shall we say, have fun while wearing. So it's a lot less livable with. But anyways, Megan asked he should rank the wigs. You guys are asking him to do work now. He'd have to open a Patreon. It would have to be a whole thing, you guys. Like make me do the work for you, not him. So anyways, Eric said more husband face to nibble. Guys, like you're asking too many questions now. You don't want to know the weird things I end up nibbling on here. It's just like we throw it's like sub sandwiches and like pizza. There's just weird shit flying around when we're having sex. It gets fucked. Anyways, I see Maddie Lynn saying I have about 20 wigs. Are so much fun, right? It was funny when I put them on my Amazon wish list at first. A few people were like, "Why wigs?" I'm like, "You'll see." And now like. I think it's interesting that a lot of people have, the comments are kind of flooding in of, "Oh, I love the hair today." I'm like, it's because I like the, number one, I do enjoy kind of the positive reinforcement from here. But two, I've said it before, I have I have been, overweight a good deal of my life, and I'm not overweight now. But like my weight can come and my weight can go, and that I can control, but I cannot grow thicker hair. I can't grow hair that is capable of getting longer. And it sucks to be to feel insecure about your hair, and so it's nice to get on camera and go, oh, I have these luscious locks. These are so nice for once. So that's the whole. It's the power of transformation. It's also why I like makeup. You can be a different person for at least for a couple hours, if nothing else. So there's my endorsement. I mean, look at all this. This is nice. Anyways, so there's my wonder. Oh, I see people plugging for me. If you want to know the weird things Cybabe nibbles on, become a Patreon page. Oh, look, that's public information. My Amazon wishlist is below. But also, if you want, I'm just a quick plug. Since I do write a daily column for you guys, and I'm sure a lot of you guys read it. The daily column does not sustain itself. It sustains it via your sweet love and Psydog snuggles. But Psydog also needs his vaccines, as do the rest of the critters. So if you guys want both the columns to keep coming, and if you guys want some bonus content, including popping in on a monthly editing session, and of course a monthly just a plain old plop down and have a very intimate live stream with just me and a handful of you guys, come on over to patreon.com/SciBabe. The link is below. And if you want to start avoiding Facebook entirely, I post the Daily Moment of Science to Patreon every single day. So you don't even, and you get alerted when it gets posted. So come on over, patreon.com/SciBabe. Come be assigned your Muppet avatar. It's a fun little family of crazies that I love so very much that apparently bought me a chair, and I'm very excited because I think it matches my ears. I don't even know what to say. You guys are too much, and I love you. So, anyways, there's also a cheesecake recipe, as people keep pointing out. I gotta say, if you don't want to make cheesecake and people have told you the cheesecake recipe is good, and it is, look, if you're in the San Francisco area, I'm going to tell you, order from Rochelle's Cheesecake. It is not confirmed to be the recipe. It is my imitation of it, and it's really damn close. So I'm just go order from Rochelle's. Good in the San Francisco Bay Area. Anyways, there's my just quick plug. But anyways, go. Oh, also one other thing that I have to plug for the Patreon. During our monthly Patreon live stream, we do a couple of prank calls to our senators and to our congressmen. We can do that for if you are upset with your congressmen or senators or any of your reps, we can arrange a phone call. I've even done a few of these phone calls in the style of Melania Trump. Is good time. I see a question from Megan asking ricotta or Philly style. Not ricotta, and I don't want to give away any of the secrets to it. But here's the thing that throws people. There's no sour cream or heavy cream. All cream cheese. And there's the people are like, what? How is it not a brick? It's the most amazing cheesecake you've had in your life, short of my friend Victor's, who runs Rochelle's. Like I cannot quite replicate the perfection of his, but it's the closest thing I've ever had to his. And he runs just like I said, if you're in the Oakland area, order from him. Anyways, I see Jennifer Bullock asking, can someone send milk to Texas? Just if you can donate to any, again, also linked below, a bunch of organizations that you can donate to. If you're choosing where to send money to this week, and it's a silly thing off my Amazon wish list or donating money to Texas, donate some money to people in Texas, please. I don't need a wig that badly. They need money more than I do. Anyways, just want to please throw somebody to people who were freezing to death right now. It's terrifying that this is happening in a goddamn American state. My fucking God. Anyways, I'm constantly horrified at the things that happen in this country. We're richest country on the really. Remember all those really, really rich businessmen from California that are like, I'm moving to Austin because Texas is way better for people than California. Because we had a couple of rolling blackouts in like the last 20 years, and people are freezing to death for days on end in Texas. Oh my fucking God, I hate this country. Anyway, sorry, I go on these rants. No, don't. It's Starling just said donate in SciBabe. No, don't donate in my name. Just donate whatever you can. If you only have $5, go. If you all donate $5 to a couple of these organizations, like it's I don't care if you get together and chat and decide like one organization to like bomb with some love, like go give one of these smaller orgs $5 a piece, and they'll get it'll hit them pretty heavily. Please go get them some help. It's needed right now desperately. Like I don't know, I can't I can't look at the reports from Texas without like just being in pain for these people. So, and I don't know what to do, and it's hard to watch. So, yeah, it's a couple of people keep saying Heba's mother, Heba's father. I've only been to Texas a few times, but I do know the love of Heb. So, Texas decided. I see from Robert Kerfman. Texas decided California's mistakes were good ideas after all. Hey, I'm just saying, our grid is in fucking working order to at least a better point than this. Like, from what I understand, and I'm trying to keep up with this. I guess they're like our grid, the handful of times that they've like our handful of times that we've had rolling blackouts, we've been behind, like under by a couple of kilowatt hours. They've been behind, like, for a few hours at a time. They've been underproducing by something like 25 kilowatt hours it's like it's been drastically high, it's been like 10 times as bad in their underproduction levels compared to California, and they've tried to it's they've tried to blame it on, of course, the windmills freezing, or at least, you know, Dan Crenshaw, who's a fucking moron, tried saying it's because we didn't winterize. I don't know. That sounds like you didn't fucking plan to take care of your people, Dan. But like, I think his argument is that they can't be winterized, or that these are a bad technology, and so they should stick to oil. But if you guys are on Twitter, which like, look, even if I understand Twitter is a fucking dumpster fire, and it's just like, there's if you could manage to you know, to avoid all the dumpster fire-ness of Twitter, just kind of sit back and not get yourself into the weeds on there. It's highly entertaining. But it's well, the funny thing was, after Dan's, you know, the windmills are freezing, Antarctica started trending, because it seems they have fully functional windmills in Antarctica year round. That's a thing. Antarctica. I feel Antarctica, even though it is quite cold in Texas right now, I feel Antarctica is colder. Much colder. Titty bit colder. Titty bit nipply colder. Just a touch. That's just my guess. So, I see someone say, whenever I see someone say, I don't want to sound callous, I'm always curious what's going to follow that. I want to read this without throwing it on the screen, because I know it's going to take up the entire screen. I don't want to sound callous, but Texas is fiercely independent. They shun. Now, here's the thing. I hope you're saying this about the politicians, not the people. So I don't know what I'm going to get into reading this whole thing. I don't want to sound callous, but Texas is fiercely independent. They shun regulations. They don't like the federal government. They don't want anyone meddling in their affairs. They also asked seniors to sacrifice themselves in the middle of the pandemic, true, and go to work to save the economy. They leave fertilizer plants near schools. They are lucky President Biden didn't waste a minute declaring an emergency in Texas and ordering FEMA into Texas without calling the governor, asking for anything. If you're going to give to the Red Cross. I'm going to disagree on if you're going to give to anyone, give to the Red Cross, for a handful of reasons, but pardon me. But yeah, like, here's the thing. Yeah, that's true about some people in Texas and some Texas politicians. Texas will likely, by the next election, be blue. If you look at Dan Crenshaw's district, it's shaped like a fucking earmuff. And there's no way in hell he should have ever been elected. He basically got elected via some amazing acts of gerrymandering. It's likely Texas will be the next Georgia. It's going to be the next state to flip, just because the demographics there are changing so rapidly. So I understand that they've had this fiercely independent streak where and part of the reason that this has happened to their grid is that their grid there are three grids in the US. There's the Eastern grid, Western grid, and the Texas grid. Texas is like, nah, we just don't want anyone to get involved in our shit. Stay away from it. So I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you that they are fiercely independent on this. So they could have, if they'd been like, yeah, we'll let y'all get involved in our business, be supplied a little bit more from outside sources of energy, but they're like, we wanted to avoid regulation so badly that they were willing to fuck their own people over in case of an emergency like this. So it's just a little terrifying. It's a little fucking terrifying. So I hope, and I know I've said this before. I posted about this on Twitter, but like, I've seen. I hope people are sticking to a bit of, you know, the don't be a dick philosophy with this, because I get it. It's really easy to look at a state that hired the dirtbag politicians and say, oh, all of you people that are there, you deserve what's happening to you right now. But look at the number of people there that didn't vote for these dirtbag politicians. And remember that even if they did, they're human beings and they don't deserve to freeze to death or die of carbon monoxide poisoning in their cars while they're attempting to not freeze to death. They're people. We should be sending them, supplies, not saying tut tut. That's just the right thing to do. So it's been really weird watching leftists being like, aha, to our fellow Americans. So be less shitty, okay? Let's not facts don't care about your feelings this one, guys. Let's send them blankets. I think we can do better. So I appreciate this covers it all. No one deserves this bullshit. So the only two people deserve this bullshit. As you followed up, Amy, Cruz and Abbott. They could. I'm just to point out. Did you guys see that Ted Cruz left his dog? I don't know if this was symbolic or something, but like Ted Cruz's dog is named Snowflake, and if you saw, like they managed to get a hold of Ted Cruz's wife's text messages with them being like, "We got to get away. It's freezing in the house." They left the dog in the house, and the dog's name is Snowflake. And I'm like, were they trying to sacrifice a snowflake in the cold? Like, that feels so oddly spot on. There's something really gross and horribly wrong about the fact that they were like, don't, we're just going to leave the dog here. This is the thing we're going to do. So that's pro-life. I find it odd that Rush Limbaugh is so pro-life, but then he died. How could you call yourself pro-life? Didn't stay alive. Sorry. I have nothing. I know that we're not supposed to speak ill of the dead, but you know, it's Rush Limbaugh. I'm very glad he's dead. Look, I know I've been speaking about kindness and everything, but I think there's a place for kindness. And there is a place to plan how much asparagus you're going to consume before pissing on someone's grave. And I think in very few cases, in a handful of cases, very few. I don't even think Ted Cruz falls in the same category as Rush Limbaugh. I think only Rush Limbaugh falls into the category of Rush Limbaugh, because I lost my father to Rush Limbaugh, kind of in the same. We lost Anakin Skywalker to Darth Vader sense. Like, and I think a lot of us have who quote lost someone to a Republican personality had that same story with Rush Limbaugh, because I remember when my mom married my dad, he was kind of a Democrat. He was Massachusetts Democrat, and Rush Limbaugh happened to him. Like, my father at the same time got really obsessed with Reagan and started calling Rush the voice of America. So that was a gross thing that happened. So I grew up in a house with a father calling women feminazis, and that kind of really ugly behavior, like all the kind of stuff that Rush Limbaugh would say and my father would repeat. And that's what I grew up being influenced by. So it took a little bit of deprogramming after getting out of the house. But that all happened because of Rush Limbaugh. Like, he was really judgmental about gay people. He was really, he was just, and that was never who he was before listening to that piece of fucking human garbage who's dead now, who's going to be dead forever, and he's never going to be alive again. He's dead. Perfect. He doesn't get to hurt us anymore. Fuck that guy. Fuck everyone who ever apologized for him. Fuck everyone who's still apologizing for him. Fuck him. Fuck Rush Limbaugh. I hope, and people keep saying to me, why? People keep disagreeing with me on this because I posted this on Twitter, but I want to clarify. And I know this is mean, but again, it's mean for Rush Limbaugh, so it's okay. I hope there's OxyContin in hell so that he can keep suffering through his addiction to the point where he can never take a decent shit again. Fuck you, Rush. Enjoy the OxyContin. Anyways, so there's just you don't get to be this much of a piece of shit for this many years to this many people and have anyone tell me get your political party get to tell people no too soon. Really he would play like the womp 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 noise while reading out names of gay people who died of AIDS in the 80s. Fuck that guy. Fuck him. Fuck everyone who likes him. I wish there was a hell so that I believed he was in it, struggling with his OxyContin problems. That's how dark my feelings are about this man. He fucked up my father for the rest of his life, and for that there is no forgiveness for him or for who my father turned into. So, whew, that got dark. Sorry, it's just being up in this attic just puts you in a weird place. Maybe it's the wig. Maybe I'm feeling very empowered right now with all this hair. So I feel I was speaking for many people in this chat when I said fuck Rush Limbaugh. Fuck Rush Limbaugh. Anyways, I get the Dr. Claw in me when I get very angry. That just need to get that out. So I feel I don't employ the Dr. Claw voice enough in my life. Like, I think when I get a telemarketer on the phone, like, I should just answer, "Hello, what are you looking for, ma'am? Oh, this is not Yvette." That should just be my new go-to with telemarketers. Either that or Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, and just really like, what do you mean this is a voice? Rush created the environment to grow Trump. Yeah, I mean, to a point. It's like, it's hard to, where does one asshole Republican end and the next one begin? It's like the human centipede of shitty politicians. Like, there's one begets the next. They're literally like, the shit kind of funneled downhill from one to the next. And like, watch the train of awfulness of how it went. Because like and I mean, I will argue on this, why he was okay. I think Nixon was kind of the last all right Republican, and this is I'm grading on a scale here. Don't judge me too hard. Look, Nixon launched the EPA. He was kind of a solutions-oriented piece of shit. Like, still a piece of shit, but like, he was the last one who went in and was like, I want to actually solve a thing occasionally, while being a criminal asshole. But after that, it was like this very clear line toward, that kept pushing more and more towards the religious right, and more towards, it was like concentrated bullshit with each further administration. And I don't know if there was ever like a specific one where there was a turning point, because I kept thinking, Reagan was the turning point. No, Bush the second was the turning point. No, the introduction of Sarah Palin was the turning point. And it's like, it was all just a gradual slide. And it's like when you see something on a curve where it suddenly drops off. Trump was like, everything else primed us for this drop off with Trump. And if there hadn't been, as you said, Jack, all these years of Rush Limbaugh, we never would have, like, there wouldn't have been all the angry, 70-year-old dads in the country that were like, that's right, about everything Trump said. Like, I mean, maybe they would have been there. Like, these kinds of, angry 70-year-old dad revolutions happen all the time. Like, but yeah, I think that without, this kind of, this kind of thing, maybe this wouldn't have happened. So, glad he's I know that we're not supposed to be glad someone's dead, but fuck him, I'm glad he's dead. I can't be nice about this. I can't. Other people, I can say I'm sorry about their no, anyone who chose to associate with him chose to associate with a hateful piece of shit. So no, I'm not sorry. Too mean? I don't think so. Anyways, so let's see. What did you do? Oh, it's always a pain clicking on the right message. It's too bad we have another 40 years of Ben Shapiro. Don't worry, that well will be dry soon, just like his wife's pussy. We haven't made a Ben Shapiro's wife's dry pussy joke for a while. I'll be very, like, if we can one day get rid of, and I don't mean, look, I'm waiting for somebody to like clip this and be like, the far left is trying to preemptively cancel. I'm not trying to cancel anyone. I just think their content is shitty. Like, I'm just saying, I cannot wait for the day where people realize that Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder are not, and Tim Pool, that they're not to be taken seriously. That these people are bad at their jobs. They have nothing interesting, new, or they have not synthesized any new information or new thoughts about the world that they are trying to speak of, and they have not in any way helped with the discourse. Like I have not listened to, and I listen to them occasionally because I'm like, all right, I want to hear what they're trying to say, and I get out of listening to them each time, and I'm like, people listen to them, and they think they're learning something. Really? And again, we're well, we can. I get it. Ben Shapiro is, and this deeply bothers me. He's actually smart, like as in like he has the on paper intelligent. But his whole shtick is just let me rattle things off at you really, really quickly so that you don't have time to answer them and pretend that I won an argument. Dude, I can rattle things off at you so fucking quickly you won't know what hit you. Oh, I will hurt you with my speed of rapid fire delivery. I will do that. But that's not how I argue because I'm an honest person. I'll give you a chance to answer my questions that I actually wanted an answer to, not just ask you a bunch of rapid fire things. But why couldn't you get your wife off, Ben? Huh? Can you not find the clitoris? Do you not believe in the clitoris? Do you think women can't get off? Is that why? Do you think that you're just I'm just saying, I'll hurt you, Ben Shapiro, with my words. But I'm just saying this kind of grouping of these people that are Hildy, I love you, and I am inspired by your it's by your willingness to discuss this your ex piece of shit. You, as you're saying, your ex asshole is a Ben Shapiro fan. Like it's. I remember your ex asshole. Like if I just want to ask, is it okay if I mention who he was? Tell me yes or no in the comments, and I'll. But he it's Hildy's ex was a well known member of the atheist community, and used to be like a fairly like well-known leftist, and is now just hardcore Trumper, hardcore everything. It's been so painful to watch over on the Twitters. Just every once in a while, something from his feed will end up on my feed, and I'm very glad. Yeah, Hildy is David Silverman, the former president of American Atheists' ex-wife. So just if you're wondering where I landed on which side of that, which half of that couple I sided with, it was definitely Hildy, because look, whether there's, as Dan Keeling said, Hildy's last name is kind of a big hint. Silverman's not an uncommon last name. Anyways, but here's the thing, like whether they're, I have friends that are still friends with David, and there have been people who have tried to say that some of the rumors weren't true, and I'm like, you know what? Even if every everyone that was said about him, every negative thing that was ever said about him that got him fired from American Atheist was a lie. Every last thing. He's not a person I want to be friends with today. If you've seen what he says and how he acts online, he's kind of turned into a reprehensible piece of shit of a human being, which is all really sad, because his wife is wonderful. His spawn, as goes the nickname on the Facebooks, is adorable, and it's just really sad that he's turned into he was a person who a lot of us respected and enjoyed his company, and this is what happened when faced with a thing that he had to when faced with his own fucking failings, decided to blame the world and say and yell about cancel culture instead of saying maybe I did wrong. So that was it's Hildy, you're welcome. I saw my father do the same thing, and it was painful seeing someone who I considered a friend, who literally days before had performed my quote wedding ceremony on, because this happened the week of that of that particular American Atheist conference. Like Derek and I had been married, our real wedding was a few weeks before, and then he married us on stage for shits and giggles. And 2 days later, it was I think it was 1 or 2 days later that the whole that the BuzzFeed article came out. And it was I cried for like a week. It was pretty rough. Not that I have to tell you this, Hildy, you clearly already know. Anyways, but yeah, it was weird watching someone who we all really loved a lot turn into this person who we don't know. And it was weird watching it via social media, because I think we've all kind of seen a friend or a family member turn into a Trumper just by absorbing the social media. And this was almost like there was an event and suddenly turned it. So I wonder if that would have happened without, like, I don't know, but it's weird watching him adopt a set of beliefs that it's like, did you believe this which thing did you believe to start with? And I don't know if people who follow these bits of logic, of Trumpian thoughts, like, they have to hear the things that don't add up as they're saying them, like the things that as they say one bit of thing that they know is not rooted in reality, that is absolutely false. They have to hear it not line up with the next thing they say, that it's like these two things cannot exist in the same reality, but they're saying them as though they're Bible. We know David was intelligent, and he can tell when these things don't match up, but he's still just gonna say them and believe them, because right now he's comforted by there being a community around him of assholes who are saying I don't know. It's just he's latching onto a narrative from people that are being nice to him while he's being a bad person, which tells you everything you have to know about these people. So it's been, yeah. Anyways, Team Hildy. So there's that rant on that, but it's really painful seeing the occasional awful tweet from David Silverman, because we all it's like that wound is still, that scab is still there, and it's like just more fucking salt. Like, a lot of us vouched for him as one of the good guys in atheism, and seeing the hurt that he gave to all the people that are around him, all the people really close in his circle, just all of it was. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about that, because we can get on to happier things, like, COVID or something. Let's move on. Hey, buddy, you want to say hi? Ooh, but buddy every so often reminds me that he's sitting behind me by just so vigorously starting to lick something on himself that he's like, I'm gonna shake the seat. I figured it was time to bring him around to say hello. Buddy, do you have anything you want to say? Mommy just paid for your every 6-month flea medication, and people should sign up for Patreon so that I can keep affording that. They should go to patreon.com/ShyBabe so that you can keep having your flea medications paid for. Yeah, that's exactly what Buddy just told me. Patreon.com/ShyBabe. Go sign up. Or a one-time donation at paypal.com/ShyBabe. All linked below. Just wanted to. I like my little nose polisher. Thank you for noticing the nose polish. And every so often he gets a tongue. Every so often he gets a tongue in there, and it's not pleasant. Megan asked, your title is COVID cases are dropping, discuss. It's indeed. I already did discuss that, but yeah, that's where we are right now. And I mean, I'm not. I think I'm gonna wrap this up relatively quickly. But Buddy and Oliver, we're just having a little discussion back there. But here's the thing: what is the fact that the COVID cases are dropping? How does that affect us right now and how we're behaving? So there's it was funny. I saw a picture the other day saying, 2 masks are like 75% effective. 3 masks are 90% effective. I'm like, 22 masks, 99.8%. Well, how many do I need? I'm not triple masking. I don't care if I find an article that says, oh, but 3 no. I'm wearing an N95 and a cloth mask or a surgical mask over it, or a KN95, be it the case. But 2 masks, if you possibly can. Not don't fuck with it any more than that. I've not seen any recommendation from the CDC changing it to 3 masks, but I have seen recommendations at 2. So if you possibly can, get your hands on a KN95 and a surgical mask, and double those up whenever you possibly can. If you have limited access to KN95s. Keep them. I believe you can sanitize them with 70% plus of isopropanol. Keep them clean. Keep them in a safe place. But do double check online the proper ways to get them cleaned. I always want you to double check me on things like safety, please, 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 please. But double mask. So again, what does it mean for you guys in terms of practical implications that the cases are dropping? I don't think obviously, number one, before you change your behavior, like going to restaurant, like right now, like I don't know if there's anywhere other than like places that are completely open again, or at least I don't think there's anywhere in the U.S. Where you should be sitting inside at a restaurant right now. Like I'm hesitant to go inside of any building that's not my house at the moment, like that I don't absolutely have to go into. But Chris Elmer just asked, I thought KN95 masks weren't comparable to N95s. KN95 masks are comparable to N95 masks. So the thing is, because the thing about N95s that like God, and I always hate hesitating on this because it makes it sound like I don't trust them. They should be there. There is no reason to not trust them. It's just that because a lot of them were popped up very rapidly. In the wake of COVID-19, we're getting a lot more of them out of China, and KN95 is a designation from China, N95 is a designation from the ones that are made in the US, and KN95s are supposed to block the same amount, the same type of particles as N95. And look, there are some N95 masks that I've seen, or KN95 masks that I've seen that I'm like, are these really the same? But there are some that I look at and I'm like, these are great. These definitely work, the same. So, purchase with caution. When you put them on, try to make sure they're fitted really carefully. See if you can blow out a candle with them. Try to, see if you can smell the area around you. Look online to do a bit of poking around to make sure you've got yourself a real mask. Again, thank you. I really appreciate that this comment from Diane. It's look at the CDC's website has a list of fake KN95s to avoid. So there are resources for this. KN95s are also cheaper, and that's partially because of the manufacturing process. But it's not that they are worse. Don't avoid KN95s because you're suspicious, because you think they're, quote, worse than N95s. A KN95 is far better than a cloth, if what you want to do is just wear a cloth mask because you're suspicious of KN95s, no, absolutely not. Like KN95s are probably the best thing that you as an American have access to right now to protect yourself from COVID-19. Get yourself however you possibly can. Get yourself some KN95s. Wear them with your cloth mask or a surgical over it. A surgical is probably better in general because it has that non-woven fabric over it. But if you've got a cloth mask with a filter on top of it, just kind of to keep that the KN95 clean, you're very well protected. So you can probably get KN95s now in a way that you could not several months ago. So please get your KN. Here's a very good question, because I've seen people screwing this one up, and this is a very bad thing to screw up. KN over or under surgical? KN under. The KN is supposed to form now. If you are in a hospital and you're working as medical personnel, which most of us are not. If you're in a hospital, they do a thing called fit testing, where they put it on you and they spray a kind of stinky thing and they see if you can smell it through there. We're not getting fit tested, unfortunately. That's the best way to make sure the thing is on. But you need that as close to sealed on your skin as possible. So I saw someone, God, I forget where it was, but I remember I was at the store and I saw a girl with a surgical, the mask, the one that's, the fluffier one underneath the KN95. I'm like, you're wasting both of those by wearing them wrong. So please, KN95, just straight to your face. So I see Chris Elmer saying, I'll triple mask if I understand that. He's saying, I'll triple mask if I have to. I have a heart condition and I'm the only one at work who wears a mask at all. I'm surrounded by morons. I would more highly suggest double masking and wearing a face shield around people, because I'm almost worried if you're wearing 3 masks that you're going to have one kind of like that one will break, one will tear one off, or one will interfere with the other one. Like, I don't know if they've like how many studies they've done on 3 masks. Like, at this point, just make sure you've got yourself an N95. Make sure you have yourself an N95. Like, I whenever I go to a store, I've got an extra KN95 in my purse just in case. Like, I don't fuck around. I'm not gonna be caught out in public without a way to stop the germs from getting into my nose. It's I looked at the map at the the COVID LA heat map, so to speak. I live in a neighborhood that at last I checked like a week or so ago, 1 in 8 people, 1 in 8 have COVID here. Every time you walk into a store, you have to assume that in my neighborhood that somebody has been in there at the same time as you with COVID and does not know it yet. Like, I live near college students that are still partying all the time. It's still passing around here. Just, it's bad. Nicole just commented, eyes are an entry point to cover them. Yeah, if you're going to be out, if you're going to be around people, if you're someone who can, like, if you look at your health and say to yourself, I cannot get this. I'm someone who I'm going to get fucked if I get sick. Put on one of the plastic face shields. They're going to give you a little bit of extra protection. Like, I see people who are grocery store workers, with the 2 masks and the plastic shield, and it's an extra layer of protection that I'm like, that feels like it gives you that extra bit of safety, at least from getting it in the eyes. So. Oh, Russell just said put a size tent on the wish list. Oh, very sick. We have a couple of good tents. We camp. Let's see. I'm shocked and very excited about the chair. You guys, for those of you guys who aren't over it, also oh man, I should probably link again to the Discord server. For those of you guys who aren't in the Discord server, we have a Discord server. It's a great deal of fun to hang out over in there. It's come over to Discord. We'll assign you a Muppet. But it's throughout the course of hanging out in there, a handful of people noticed that I complained quite a bit about my hip pain and decided they needed to send me a chair off of my wish list. So there will be a bright pink gamer chair here, I believe, in a few days. And I'm bad at accepting everything from compliments to gifts, so I'm just thank you. I'm so excited. It's gonna be pink. It's gonna look very different here. So it's you're all too. Thank you. I just, like I said, I'm bad at accepting all of the things, but thank you, Russell. Look, the Queen of Seychelles thing started as a joke that I just refuse to stop. So here we are, scrolling through the N95. I still see people going back and forth on N95. Oh, it's going to be here on Sunday. I'll start the stream. Look, I know the streams normally start at noon. The stream will start after the chair gets here. Gamer chairs or booster seats for adult. Look, I have to sleep now with it's those of you who hung out for the live editing session for Patreon. I have like one of those orthopedic L-shaped pillows for my hips to get weight off my hip when I sleep, because I had hip surgery when I was 29 and probably need a hip replacement for my left hip, because that's what happens when you're falling apart. But I was like, yeah, it really hurts, not to whilst I'm just writing, and so I'm really excited that this thing has a footrest. So just it's the little things in life. So Rich just said the chair is not an electric base, but it ain't. Hey, that chair is my electric base. It has a massager built in. I am so excited about that part. Do you have any idea? Do you have any look? It matches my ears. It's pink. It has a kitty. I am so I'm trying to contain my excitement level, because I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna look like a tool if I'm like about it, but like I'm very excited about this. That and like the thing that I sit on over here, the chaise, matches the sofa that's over there. And like I'm looking forward to having a chair that can move and roll in my little corner here. That, and we're about to start putting flooring down over there. Finally, like everything's starting to come together. Like we did Hannah and I did our little trip to Linoleum City the other day, and we're going to start putting flooring down. Like I can finally put the chaise here back together with the couch. So I'm all sorts of things I'm excited about. So you guys are enabling this. Rich just said, you do know the chair's some assembly. Maybe the chair will be making an appearance on next Friday's stream, since you said the chair's some assembly required. Depends on when it arrives. So we will see. Maybe if it's Yeah, if it comes too late in the day, we won't push the stream back. So we will see. I think part of the point of the Sunday stream is to have it earlier in the day so people in different time zones can join us. So I try not to push that one back unless I'm like sick or whatnot. So anyways, we'll show up with the chair for the next week's stream instead. I'm so excited about it though. Anyways, so we've been I see a question here that is not related to this. Let's see. We've been thinking about adopting a puppy, but we haven't. We have taken care as much with the mask. But we're afraid if we adopt a puppy, they can I think your Mark Davis is asking if puppies can transmit COVID back and forth. So here's what I've been told from one of I have an actual doctor who's one of the advisors on the site. We have a doctor, a nurse, and a physician assistant, and the nurse is actually in school to be a nurse practitioner, which is fantastic. It's from what I've been told from our resident doctor, who's specifically a pediatrician. Dogs are very poor carrier. They're a bad little fomite source. They're not good ways to transfer COVID. So puppy doesn't seem to be a good way to get or spread COVID. So go get yourself a dog. I say this not knowing your situation, and maybe dog would be a bad idea for you. But if you want a dog and you're at a good place, and the only thing that's stopping you is, I think it might, COVID's not a reason to not get a dog. Get yourself a dog. Dogs are life is a series of dogs. Get a dog. So anyways, I see someone say she's a scientist. She can do anything. I cannot. I definitely cannot. I can't grow this kind of hair myself. So I see people describing the Discord to others. Look, all right. I think I'm gonna call it a night over here because we're too. Mark, Mark, you're welcome. I hope that I hope that you get that dog. Let's see. Mike Graham said, "This is a PayPal donation. Give you access to patron extras." No, which is why I tell you guys, if you're gonna donate more than like $15 via PayPal, just sign up for Patreon, because there is an option to do the yearly donation all at once, and you get a 10% discount. And you can basically, if you donate because there are different tiers now, and the $3 tier, you get extra writing. Like at $1 you get access to the extra live streams. The only thing that, like, and every so often, like I'm trying to do a couple times a month, I do some extra writing that I don't want to put onto Facebook because it's not quite SciBabe, it's more Yvette. Yeah, just come over onto if you want to help keep if you want me to live, if you want to help keep everything going here, come join Patreon, come hang out. It's a good little time. Someone Russell has said, but she can sing. Join Patreon to see it happen. Look, I mean, I'll sing for you guys here. It's just I don't have my accompaniment. I'm sure I could text Hannah to come up. I see Hannah. I see Hannah texted a few minutes ago. We could probably lure her up right now. Let's see. It's Hannah texted whilst we were streaming, saying, "Could I come up for a joint?" I like, should I ask her to come bring her bass up, and we could just do this now, or should we wait till we've rehearsed a little bit more? Like, because we're at the point of rehearsing a few Cranberry songs where I still am not quite. I still sound like I'm only practicing yodeling, not like I know what I'm doing, but they sound pretty good. We're harmonizing pretty, anyways. But we're aiming. We're aiming for end of the month for our first little show for you. Even if we only have like 2 songs that sound decent by then, we'll have something for you. But it's come join us. I see people saying do it now. No, not I. You know what? How about this? I will. Anna and I are going to probably do some rehearsing tomorrow, and if she sees up, look, I don't want to promise someone else's time when they are a performer, and I don't want to put them out of their sorts, but I'll see if I can talk her into doing a quick little rehearsal session. And remember, it will be rehearsal for you guys on Sunday for like 1 or 2 songs. Remember, rehearsal. You got me wrapped around your finger. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not singing unaccompanied. So I'll be, but yeah, we'll be. You guys said we suggested now, but yeah, we'll be singing for you guys soon. It'll be happening, but not tonight. I see people requesting soon, please. Yeah, we'll get there. But before we get any crazier, hold on. We can't go without that. It's the best part. So, but yeah. Oh, Sam said, but I work Sunday. These are always available afterwards. But no, we'll. I think we were doing that one in Dreams has a really wonderful harmony line that we have to get worked out, because it's just, you have to, working on playing against each other is always hard the first few times, but we'll get there. So, anyways, I love it. I see you saying give the people what they want, but I also told you singing would happen on the 30th, not today. And I see the begging, and I'm perfectly happy to skip doing science on Sunday and just play a couple of songs. But I gotta check with my bandmate. Anyways, also we have to we have to figure out what our band is called. We keep we're working through names. Yeah, we'll get there. Anyways, I love you guys. I'm clearly at stutter o'clock now. But it's this sums up what I'm feeling reading these messages right now. If only I could click on the right message right now. This sums up what I'm feeling, and that's y'all. That's not stop it. Back down. No, bad. It's enough. Anyways, oh God, it's right, Sam. I really wish I could have. I feel you. I really wish I could have seen the Cranberries play before Dolores O'Riordan died. Yeah, right. This is why I'm trying to not fuck it up for you. Trying to do it justice. Anyways, I love you guys. I will see you on Sunday. Hopefully with a Hannah in tow. But for now, Hannah and I gotta go get high and do some rehearsing. So I love you guys. I'll see you in a few days. As usual, wash your hands, double mask it up, and stay home as much as fucking possible. Love you guys.